do, obviously, with my connection with September 11th, I got a dog 2 days after September 11th, and I named him Rudy Giuliani. And I want to do a September 11th episode where I actually talk about the day of September 11th and go through that day with a guest. And I want it to be with Rudy Giuliani. I mean, people forget what a hero Rudy was. You could not walk into a room without him getting a standing ovation. And before September 11th, I mean, he was on his way out of being a mayor at the time, obviously, because Mike Bloomberg, my boss at the time, came in as mayor right after that. But he had cleaned up the city. I mean, you couldn't be in New York City and like leave your car unattended. You had to put the club, do you remember the club?
Yeah.
In the steering wheel. You had to take your radio out of the car when you left. If you parked on the street, it was totally unsafe. This guy was an animal. He cleaned up New York, and he was a fierce, awesome guy, and people loved him. And he was having some issues, personal issues with his wife and maybe a mistress or whatever. And, you know, I kind of forget I kind of forget the scenario, but he was like living on someone's couch at the time. Like he wasn't living at home. And anyways, he was on his way out. And that morning, everything kind of changed for him. He got resurrected. I mean, not that anything was bad, but I think he was like inside, you know, dealing with his own issues, was, you know, kind of having a hard time figuring out what he was going to do. And he was leaving office. And I mean, I want to hear from him, but all of a sudden he totally showed up and was a hero for everyone that needed some answers, and was right in the thick of it and in the middle of it, and was amazing. And I named my dog after him, and I had my dog for almost 20 years. I had Rudy Giuliani for 20 years, and it was the one man in my life, this male dog, that was the constant in my life. And so I loved this dog, and Rudy was my biggest hero, and he got me through everything. So Rudy would be the one guest, and I wouldn't talk to him about anything political, but I would just talk to him about only September 11th. So I think that would be a great moment for him as a guest too, because I think he could actually focus for a second on something that he was really good at, instead of going off on all these tangents and talking about crazy shit that he's been talking about lately.
I was here. I agree. He was, I mean, he was, if you live in New York City, say what you want about him now, he was an absolute hero. Yeah. Beloved, and he cleaned the city up. And not for nothing, we could probably use someone like him today.
Yes. True.
With the way that New York City is focusing these days. But, you know, so we talked about like this mob mentality and why people jump on the bandwagon. And, you know, you said, why is Joy Behar calling you a hooker when no one's saying this against Tiger? Now we have the Scandoval, Vanderpump Rules. I mean, does that resonate with you? I mean, it's a different story, but the whole world, I mean, I say this, I don't understand. It was, forget about Vanity Fair. It was on the cover of the New York Times, or it was in the New York Times, an entire article on Vanderpump Rules and Scandoval. New York Times.
Yeah, I mean, it seems, well, I guess it doesn't seem crazy because everyone's talking about it. Only we don't understand. I mean, you do because you're in reality TV and you cover it. I don't watch the show. I mean, I have now to try and understand it. I'm curious, was it a high-rated show before this? Were people watching this?
The first 7 seasons were, I think, the best TV show on Bravo that has ever existed in the history of Bravo, because it was so incestuous, not with these people, just everyone. I mean, we had someone named Jax, and he was dating this woman named Stassi, and he cheated on Stassi with this woman, Kristen, who was his best friend Tom's, the same Tom. It was his girlfriend, and Kristen was best friends with Stassi. So it's like this group.
This is not new to this group. Cheating is not new to this group.
No.
Okay,
they all
so
cheat.
This is what I'm not understanding. I mean, it's really crazy that everybody seems to be cheating, and they all work in a bar, right? In a restaurant?
Not anymore, but yes, there's new restaurants now. They've, you know, you're on reality TV for 10 years, you have a few dollars, you stop waiting tables, imagine that.
Okay, well, they own a restaurant now.
Yes.
Same thing. I mean, it's like, you know, but okay, so they're in reality TV. Their lives are in reality TV.
In Los Angeles, California.
If they're going to cheat, it's going to be found out also. I mean, it's a little nuts that, I mean, it's not like, I'm just shocked that at the level of like anger that people have, which to me it's everyone else is being triggered in their own life and just jumping on the bandwagon to get so angry. And the level of abuse that this girl Raquel is taking, I think is absurd. I think it's crazy. And yeah, like, again, okay, so of course they shouldn't have cheated. I'm not condoning anything that happened. I'm not on her side per se, but I don't think the level of the anger that I've seen shot at her is okay at all. Like, why aren't they mad at Tom too? I mean, I know that people are, but the way that the girls, first of all, I watched a couple episodes, or not even a couple, I watched one before of the show, and it hasn't even gotten to the point where they know that they're cheating yet. The girls are so mean to that girl. The girls, I don't even know their names, some of them. I know Lala, obviously.
Scheana.
Oh, okay, I know Scheana, yes. They are so mean to her already. It's like a bullies mean girls club already to this girl. So that doesn't seem normal at all. And I don't think that is it Adriana? I'm sorry. Ariana. And it didn't seem like...
I had to think there for a second. I'm like, wait, what?
And it didn't even seem like Ariana and Tom, it seemed like they're more of a friendship. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it struck me as. Now, again, not that that makes it okay that he's cheating in any respect at all, but this girl does not, Raquel does not deserve to get punched in the face. It doesn't mean that people should be screaming, like, go after her. Lala, the way she's screaming at everybody to attack her. I mean, I think that's really absurd. I really do.
Send it to Daryl, man. You do, right?
Yeah, but also what I think is crazy, their show is now #1, and it's giving them all sorts of opportunities now that they wouldn't have gotten before. Ariana is now, I read, in a Lifetime movie. Good for her. Great. Best breakup she's ever had. Who gives a shit? She probably was just friends with this guy. I'm sure she's brokenhearted, like all of us would be in a relationship. I just interviewed a guy on relationships and what's misunderstood. Sometimes relationships last way too long and you should have got out of them a long time ago. This probably was the best thing that ever happened to her, because now she has all this support from all these people, and now she's going to be an actress, and now it's catapulting her to all these things that she should have been doing already and should have gotten out of this relationship. Raquel, her paycheck will probably go up. Hasn't anyone seen Dallas? You need a villain. You need a hero. You need all these people.
J.R. Ewing?
Yeah.
I love a Dallas reference, guys.
Yeah, if Raquel plays this the right way, she can also become a movie star if she wanted to. I mean, she's a beautiful girl, but no one should be taking this seriously enough that they should hate her. I mean, this is crazy. Tom obviously said things to her to make it okay, and I mean, this is nuts. Like, everyone needs to calm down.
I don't disagree with any of that. I mean, look, yeah. I mean, I think people are so outraged because she was apparently acting like she was such a great friend to Ariana.
Okay, that's fair. Totally. Well,
I think but I do agree with you. Look, I've said this before, this is the literal best thing that has happened to everybody involved, including Ariana. I mean, I didn't realize Ariana was an actress. Well, apparently she's going to be in a Lifetime movie. I would like to say it here right now. I want